What if we rode 500 miles, 5 days, across the state of Pennsylvania for a cause bigger than us?
What are you about to do over the next few days?
I have no idea.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name's Zach Woodley. I am from originally Louisiana, recently moved to Jacksonville about a year ago, and I am a part of the team for Ride Against Traffic. I've been riding a little over a year. So I moved to Florida, got reconnected with a buddy of mine, John Till, who's also riding with us. And he was basically during quarantine just needing a riding partner, and just got on a bike. I've always been pretty into fitness and things like that. So it was right in the same lane for me. Back in September of last year, we rode a Tour de Force, and we did a 100-mile loop basically. We linked up with a couple of organizations overseas. Got sponsored, stuff like that, did a lot of social media promotion, and we did it to raise money to send funds to those organizations in hopes to bring about awareness and help them continue to do what they do, which is recover girls out of sex trafficking in Thailand. And we, as a team, kind of threw around the idea of what if we rode across the state in 5 days.
So, first things first.
We've been training the best we can in Florida, which Florida stands for flat, and Pennsylvania stands for not flat.
Ride Against Traffic, Pedal Mafia on the front, then on the back has Project Rescue, who we're raising for. Twisted Cog, who fixed our bikes yesterday, praise the Lord. Super Course is our bike shop in Florida. Solo Warrior gave us socks for the whole week, and then Granarly doing our nutrition. So yeah, super excited about these.
We're gonna ride 100 a day, up mountains, down mountains, hitting stops along the way, having lunch, resting in hotels. We've had some incredible people offer up their houses and people buy us spots to sleep. We have some great sponsorships that we're partnering with that are helping us fund bikes, nutrition, and things like that. We have everything on GPSs on our routes that we were able to get with the money that was donated. So terrain-wise, the two guys from Florida, we don't really know what to expect. So a lot of nerves there, a lot of, I guess, pre-game jitters, if you will, where we've never done anything like this. Taylor's been riding about as long as I have. John's been riding a little longer. So we're just here. We're gonna put our bodies to the test. We're gonna prepare mentally the best we can. And we're just gonna go day to day, one pedal at a time, embracing it and enjoying the journey as well. It's an opportunity of a lifetime to do something beyond us. And we're really just all about bringing awareness to the issue that is human trafficking. And it's gonna be trying. We've already had a meeting this morning, kind of sharing about like some areas we're frustrated in, some areas we have to talk through emotionally, just to make sure we're all on the same page, because we're really going to do something and we have no idea what's ahead of us. We're prepared the best we can, but at the end of the day, when you do an event like this, you don't know what's gonna happen and you can't plan every detail. So it's gonna be exciting, it's gonna be fun, but we know it's not gonna be easy.
You said there's actually some trails that ride, all trails, gravel trails that ride from Pittsburgh.
When this started, it was kind of just the same as September of 2020. We're just gonna do a ride. It's gonna be something I've never done before. But the more we got into it and the more I started to research, I would look into statistics. And I went to school for a little while in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And being that it's so close off the interstate, it's always one of the top 10 places that women are trafficked through. So that really hit home for me as well. And then connecting with these organizations like Project Rescue, which we're riding for this week, and seeing some of the stuff they share and post, it really begins to open your eyes to what is going on around you, right? I was in my bed at midnight one night in Jacksonville, Florida. And two girls, college girls that I have from the church, went to Starbucks. They noticed some strange things, shot me a text about a male in a black vehicle. kind of watching them. And they called me and they said, hey, we noticed that our mirror had been turned in. There was handprints on it. We noticed that this guy's staring at us. Can you come up here and just make sure that we get to our car safely? And that really just began to stir another level of things for me, because it made it so much more personal, because it was people that I was doing life with in the moment that were being affected. Really just shifted some things for me personally, and is why I'm so excited to be on this ride, to bring more awareness. That way when people see those situations, they're not afraid to speak up either.
It's day one. How do you feel?
Feel good.
Feel good?
Yeah, feel rested. Getting a little kinks worked out. Eating a peanut butter sandwich. Try to get some carbs and protein in. Feel good.
It's great, man.
Ready for this.
Good.
Almost.
You excited?
Mm-hmm. I mean, months of training, dreams and visions of what this would be, and all come to fruition. It's crazy.
You've been up since 4 a.m. What have you been doing, man?
I've been filling up all of the water bottles. We have our pre's and our Deerings, our electrolyte refills, our waters, our post, more electrolytes inside. Made sandwiches for everybody. A bottle of water for them for this morning as soon as they wake up, just to have something in their system. And then I packed all my stuff.
So basically, we wouldn't be doing this today without you.
We would not. We would not be doing this.
How you feeling, John?
1,000 times better than I was last night. That was a migraine from God reminded me that I grabbed Excedrin out of my car and put it in my backpack at like 10 o'clock. I took 2 of those and woke up at 2:30. Felt like $1 million and had to pee like a racehorse. So, I'm ready. Ish.
Feel good. Feel ready to ride. A little tired, but other than that, ready to go.
Sleep good?
Good enough.
Good enough.
Good enough.
You know what? Y'all should have just got a migraine and went there. It was awesome.
What's gonna be the gas in your tank when you want to quit?
I think the gas in the tank is for just in every difficult moment, knowing that there's men, women, and children that are in human trafficking that don't have a way out, that every day is not determined, and every day they have no idea what's going to take place, and they're in the probably hardest, roughest moments, and thinking of that is what is pretty much fueling the fire. Yo, and more fuel is this guy. It's Josh. Josh with his puns. That's fuel for the day. Hey.
We're really about to do this. What the heck are we doing?
Describe to me what was happening at mile 55.
At mile 55, that was the biggest climb I've ever done in my life. I mean, all of these climbs have been, but I think that one was I was trying to figure out how to climb even. And then got to a point where I was seeing stars and I was like, I need to get off.
Little blue ones.
That was not easy.
The only reason I didn't is because I was scared to unclip my foot and roll backwards and hit the pavement.
I mean, I've climbed mountains in India, Thailand. I've played sports the majority of my life. Never been the best, but I never, well, if I was puking on suicides, I would finish the suicides. My dad used to always tell me, son, if you quit on this field, I'll stick my foot so far up your butt, you'll have to pry it out with a crowbar. So my dad used to tell me on the football field, and that was what I heard in my head this whole time. He loves me a lot, and I'm thankful he pushed me, because otherwise, I'm getting emotional. I would not have made that. I just climbed a hill, Shauna. Like, I didn't get off my bike, but like all I could hear was my dad's voice on the football field, just like, don't you stop. So hard. Oh my gosh. There's no way we could have trained for this. No way.
I think what made me break was when I immediately wanted to call my wife, call my mom, like all that, and I did. And then to think about like, man, so many people in that, they can't. You know, I remember Russian girls that we met in Thailand that are in a Russian bar and their passports, everything's been stripped. Like they don't have the ability to communicate, reach out, you know? So I think that was even a huge thing. It's like, man, even as much as I'm suffering, I have people I can reach out to, you know? Being reminded that we've put ourselves in a position to suffer because there's people suffering. I just don't think I realized at the level I was gonna suffer. And then obviously, I've seen trafficking, like I've seen it. You can't unsee it once you see it. And I remember looking like a 12-year-old girl's eyes in Thailand, sitting out in front of a bar with a mini skirt. She just looked dead inside. And like, even looking at her, like you can't know what she's feeling, but it's suffering, you know, like you know it's that. People who, like every day, you know, they're like, this is what they wake up to these awful things. And then in my mind, I was like, I don't want to do another one of those, when they obviously are thinking the same thing. I don't ever want to have to do that again or that be done to me again. And it just, you know, yeah, it was tough.
There's moments where I like want to tell myself, no, like this is difficult. I think my thought process going into the day was just like, all right, we got to do this. It's going to be good. We're gonna make it happen. And, you know, started just going up and down so many times, just wears you out. But people's love has been such a big push to just say, okay, I gotta keep moving.
Being a pastor, like there's a whole lot of people that give your life to and they believe in you, you know? You spend a lot of time believing in people, you know? People who sometimes can't believe in themselves. You see potential and you call it out of them. And so reading the comments and people are like, you got this. And on one end, I'm like, you don't know how hard this is. But on the other end, like, I feel like God's reminding me like, they're believing in you like you've believed in them, you know, which is ultimately how the Father sees us and believes in us. And so when everybody's encouraging the team and posting about it and just saying like, hey, you got this, you know, we're praying, like it means a lot. It is the things that roll through your mind when you are in that moment where you're like, yeah, I want to get off the bike and walk.
I think really what got me today was getting a text message from my mother-in-law saying that Jack, when he woke up from his nap, the first thing that he asked for was me, and asking for Dada. And that sent me over. That pushed me, because at the end of this, I want my son and our now second baby that's on the way to be like, if Dada did this, I can do what I know I'm supposed to do.
This is literally the hardest thing I've ever done physically. I broke mile 55, and since then I'm just overwhelmed. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot and my body doesn't feel terrible, but mentally it's hard to keep going. Like Taylor said, like hill, and then there's another hill, and then there's another hill. And I know back home when we train, like we kind of know the routes. So you're like, okay, well I got this, and then after this it's flat or it's down or there's a curb here, right? And here you just don't know. So even if I push up a hill, I could go flat for a few feet and back up another hill. There's some moments where it's defeating. It's tough, but I mean, we're here, we're committed. We're gonna keep grinding it out.
At the end of the day, our first 100 miles is done.
Yeah, I keep doing my own thing. Yeah, never looking back again. I can get it, I can make it. Yeah, I know it, and I'm never looking back again. Yeah, never looking back again. I can get it, I can make it. Yeah, I know it, and I'm never looking back again.
What's this town called?
Dixon.
No.
Mundurf.
Mundurf. Get your Mundurf beef jerky.
Looks good.
It is
Oh my
good.
gosh, look at all those striations in the muscle fibers.
The what?
The striations.
Striations. By the way, lady inside said, "Oh, if you think these hills are bad," she said, "Wait till you get to State College."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. We're in the craziest Amish country. They made us these sandwiches. Hey, my
That
princess.
fun feels good.
Yeah, it is yummy. Summer Kate, I got some of your favorite chips. Look, me and Mr. Taylor have been eating these baked barbecue chips.
Oh yeah, they've been good.
And I bought a whole jar of pickles.
Yeah, they had it for a deal.
But yeah, hills are bad, but I think mentally we're way better than yesterday. Way better.
There's no thoughts. You guys are way better than yesterday.
Josh
There's no
said
thoughts.
there's no thoughts. Y'all are way better.
You
than
guys are a
yesterday.
lot more up and talking right now.
It's incredible. We go from 36 miles an hour downhill to 6.
Holy crud! Down a hill, straight up into a climb, and then you're at like 6 miles an hour. So you just gotta like not let that defeat you, because that's like a crazy change. So our average speed is 11.3 miles an hour as of right now.
And we normally ride at like 17 and a half in Florida.
Yep. I think for both of us, we just thought we would probably struggle on like day 3. And so I think braking on day 1, because we don't climb mountains ever. And so today's been good. I think every rider, like we're figuring out our rhythm of how we climb, like what chain rings are better for us and stuff like that. So we've definitely climbed some crazy hills today, but definitely feel better than yesterday up here.
So it's been better.
Legs hurt really bad.
Been a lot better. Tired, but mentally I think kind of knowing plus or minus what we're getting into now is helping me a ton. Just grinding through the slow climbs at 6 miles an hour and trying to ride team a lot today. We kind of got separated yesterday, so that's been big. Trying to stick together and just remember why we're doing this.
We know that our purpose in this is to bring people out of trafficking, to bring people out of being exploited. I'll never forget being in South Africa and watching this little girl taken from an orphanage by her mom to be pimped out. And we went and rescued her, and you could tell when we had gotten there and we got her, you could just see that she knew that it wasn't gonna happen again.
Really, for us, this was just something where it was like, you're just trying to let as many people know as possible. When it comes to Project Rescue, like, we know what they're doing. And so we connected anybody that was giving all these resources. Hey, this is what it's going to help Project Rescue accomplish this. But man, there's still so much fight that has to happen. Whether we're on the bikes or we're not on the bikes, the fight to end human trafficking has to continue. And we hope and pray that people will see us doing something crazy that, you know, has been difficult. And I'll never be able to explain to anybody how much it hurt, how hard it was, right? But for me, I'm coming back better.
I just keep on going, running, staying strong. Gotta keep my head up when the road is long. Though there may be mountains there are hills to climb, I keep pushing through and rolling on, rolling on. Freedom, freedom, freedom,
What would you tell someone to encourage them? They want to make a difference, they want to fight for this, but they don't know how, or they don't feel like they can.
I think first thing I would say is quiet the voice that says you can't. Those who say they can and those who say they can't are usually both right. You have to find a way to get passionate about what it is you believe in and find a way to pursue and help that out.
Passion without purpose is pointless. You can be passionate about something, but if it's never connected to the purpose in which we were created for, which, you know, if you're watching this and obviously maybe you've heard us talk about like our faith in Jesus and you're like, I don't know about that. That's fine. But you would agree with the fact that like people need to be free. People need to be free. And so that's the purpose, right? And we've connected a passion to that. Cycling, yeah, I love it. And after this week, I don't know if I love it anymore, but I love it. But man, it puts value on the fact that like, hey, God put something in my heart. Like there's something in my heart, not just to be there, right? But to be connected to something that matters.
Dream bigger than your means in the moment. Because when we started planning and prepping this, it was just a dream. And to see it really come together through the partnerships and through the different pieces of the puzzle that have worked all this out, it's just been really cool to see the dream come alive. So I would just encourage anybody that feels like there's a burden, right? You're burdened for a reason. And I believe that it's so you can pursue a dream that impacts people farther than your eye can see, because it's going to be very rewarding when things come together.
This isn't a robbery. Hands in the sky if you got a dream. Or nothing was blocking me. I was the problem, the only one stopping me. I didn't like it, I had to refocus. Now I'm devoted, I know where I'm going. Controlling emotions, I'm owning the moment. In order to get it, see, you gotta want it. This type of flow make a living break. Confessions over these 808s. Don't sleep on the key, better stay away. I mean, for heaven's sake, I'ma be the best. Came from the endless, I ain't with the games, bitch with the chest. Be beating on my chest, trying to get my rest. Watch me while I flex. Every win is a blessing, and every L is a lesson. So when I run into rejection, I know it's only redirection. I see the blessings right beside me. The chances of quitting are likely. I do it like I'm in my Nikes. Don't make excuses, they never excite me. Boxes, boxes, I cannot fit in the boxes. Stop it, stop it. Quitting was never an option. Exhausted, exhausted. This passion is never exhausted. And you cannot stop it. Nah, you cannot stop it. Quitting was never
I need shoes because my feet feel like old man feet. I like night riding. That's fun.
Today's ride was like a ride that like we would look back on and be like, I'm proud that I did this.
Yeah.
Like I would not be riding up until 11 o'clock at night. But to say that we busted out 100 miles
Yeah.
and finishing at 11,
Yeah.
there's no regret in what we did.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, I don't,
Don't. What? No regrets.
I 100% agree.
Not a single letter.
I think at the end of the day, like if we didn't have today, probably the next 2 days, how they go about like as a team, aren't possible without pushing today. Dude, that wind was brutal. Did y'all feel that?
I got pushed.
Me and Zach have ridden in some wind. That?
That's worse.
What do you think the gusts were?
73 miles an hour.
when we were coming through there, that was when you got that wind advisory. The wind
Yeah,
advisory was probably
my
20.
Garmin was like, wind advisory. And I was like, I know. Getting blown all over the road.
Yeah, that was the craziest wind I've ever rode in my life.
Well, wait till tomorrow.
We are 40 miles in, I think, on the dot, and experiencing some crazy wind.
They've been riding in the wind all
We'll
day.
ride 23 miles today.
You boys ready? Energy bites on lock. I am so excited.
Thank you. Rode across the Pennsylvania plains with 50-mile-an-hour gusts. Went up a 13.6 grade, a 16% grade, up a mountain called Mount Gretna. That was insane. Yeah, and then after the 2 climbs, then we went across the plains of Pennsylvania. Literally 50-mile-an-hour gusts. Me and Zach ride on the coast in Florida all the time. Never have experienced wind like that. Like, I was riding at an angle, the wind was trying to swoop my tires from out underneath me. This close to getting in the van because I felt like, dude, it's gonna knock me off my bike.
Literally almost knocked me off my bike several times. I got blown in front of a truck. Almost got hit by a pickup truck today. So it was a crazy windy day, but we made it, and we had a 4th rider, which was awesome because we were very, very tired.
Yeah! My left knee feels like it's exploded on the inside of my kneecap, but all the pain and soreness in my legs from day 1 of climbing mountains is gone, so that's good.
Kind of surprised we're already at day 5 tomorrow, so it's almost hard to believe. But we're gonna have a team again, and we're gonna knock it out and do whatever it takes to finish.
Now it's like whatever you feel tomorrow, it don't matter, just get through it, you know?
You ready?
I'm ready.
Home stretch, let's go. Woo! Love you guys.
I think there's gonna be a ton of emotion once we come across the finish line, just because of the moments we've had, me, John, and Taylor this week. So I just think we're gonna be kind of overwhelmed. It's been tough. There's definitely be some tears shed. Everything hurts on me, but I think we'll be so proud of ourselves for pushing and so accomplished at the end of it all.
Doing it, baby. You guys are doing it.
At the start of the year,
You don't have to wake up tomorrow and get on a bike.
That is true.
And I'm gonna cry about that.
All right, so what we have to do, guys, is we have to go left. that hill.
You're absolutely
That's the
right.
start.
Because why not? Why not start on a hill, right?
Start on an uphill.
Might as well get the climbing up into the wind.
Into the wind, yeah.
Gotta go across it. People are right there cheering. We did it. You did it. All right, I love you.
Can't ever lose sight of this, right? This darkness has to be pushed back. We have to keep fighting, knowing that it's the end of the ride, but knowing that it's not the end of the fight is kind of where my mind's at. It's like, wow, we're gonna be able to accomplish this so that we can keep fighting.
Play this when it all comes together, yeah. When it can't get any better, yeah. Play this when it all comes together, yeah. When it can't get any better, but you better keep on grinding, keep on rising, keep on shining. They forget, then you remind them what we call a perfect timing. But you better keep on grinding, keep on rising, keep on shining. They forget, then you remind them what we call a perfect timing. I'm like, hey, but we made it through. We just had moose to make, and we made them do that. Would've said we made it, but we made it through. We just had moose to make, and we made them do that. Would've said we made it, but we made it through. We just had moose to make, and we made them do that. Would've said we made it, but we made it through. We just had moose to make, and we made them do that. Would've said we made it.
I'm done.
I thought it was 90 and a half.